Welcome to the Advanced Policies module of the Supervisor in Training program. As always, you can rewind this video at any time should you need further clarification. Alcohol and tobacco use are not permissible during intramural sports. If alcohol is consumed on site, participants and spectators should be ejected immediately. However, we do not want to assume alcohol consumption unless we see it. Potentially impaired individuals may be removed for endangering themselves and/or other players if they are playing in a dangerous manner. Additionally, participants may not come to site impaired by alcohol. If this is obviously noticeable, you have the right to remove students for that reason. For tobacco, warn the captain first and write the warning on the supervisor report. They should put out the smoke or discard of any chewing tobacco immediately. If we have consistent issues, we will take care of it in the office. If you have any issues with players on site dealing with alcohol and tobacco, call Police. Protests may be made regarding either team's eligibility. The protesting captain can protest whether the opposing team has too many club players, too many intercollegiate players, or are playing with a player that is not eligible for other reasons such as suspension or student status. In order to protest the opposing team's eligibility, the protest must be made by the end of the game. If the captain protesting is correct, the opposing team who is using the ineligible player loses by forfeit. If the protesting captain is incorrect and the opposing team is using eligible players, the score of the protested game stands. Additionally, a captain may protest their own team's roster if they believe that a suspended player should be eligible. When this occurs, the captain should fill out the protest form prior to the ineligible player playing. The game is then played under protest and the player in question may participate in the game. If the protesting captain is correct and that player should be eligible, the score will stand. If the protesting captain is incorrect and the player in question should not be eligible, that team is given a default and a 0 sportsmanship for the game. In all cases of protesting, always inform both teams of the consequences should the protest be won or lost by the captain. You should be aware of the weather policy as a supervisor should inclement weather occur. The main type of inclement weather experienced on site is lightning. If lightning is within 15 miles of the game site, games should be canceled or delayed. You should use the WeatherBug app or the Weather Channel app on the iPads to look at the radar to determine whether you can delay for a short period of time or all games should be canceled. Other reasons that you could cancel or delay games is if the heat index is too high, fields are deemed hazardous to participants due to heavy rainfall or puddling, there are extreme cold and wind chill conditions, or any type of natural disaster. Typically, with the extreme cold and natural disaster, the university will close and that will help you make that decision. Once on site, it is your responsibility as a supervisor for making all decisions to cancel games due to weather. If the office chooses to cancel games, they will inform you ahead of time of the decision. This is what the WeatherBug app looks like. The WeatherBug app is great for looking at the closest lightning strikes to the site. If you look at the picture on the right, the closest lightning strike is in Michigan, 451 miles away. However, if the lightning strike was closer, the map would be zoomed in and it would give you a more accurate description of the mileage. Please consult this when there is any question on lightning. When canceling games due to weather, you should use the Twitter account to post and include both the sport and the date. This is important to ensure that there is no confusion over which sports are canceled or which date you are referring to. Additionally, you should use the mobile IM League site to call all the captains of the teams involved. This is the end of the Advanced Situations module. Please take the final quiz prior to the due date. For the final quiz, you must score an 8 out of 10 or higher to pass the course.